All right, good morning, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Today is Thursday, March 4th. Yeah, let's rock and roll. So, first off, as always, let's take a look at the market, see what we're looking like. So, yesterday on SPY, we were talking about how we have this big distribution zone overhead, and we're starting to get a bit of a pull off of it. And we did this accumulation zone right down here, in which we are testing here pre-market. We're starting to bounce off of it, and we're starting to actually break outside of it. So we got a bit of a volume gap here with plenty of room higher. The Qs was not that we weren't able to hold up here at this accumulation zone yesterday. So, at this point, we've got this pivot right here at 308.50. So if SPY can hold above this accumulation zone here, and if we can start to get a push out of the open, I think we'll drive the Qs right back up here into this distribution zone. If we can get into it, we'll get pretty choppy, but SPY has plenty of room to run. So I do like the basing that we've got right down here pre-market after hours down here in this accumulation zone. So I'm looking for a bit of a push here on the market. We are reset on the daily, we are reset on the weekly, and we are, ultimately we have the ability to trend. So I'm looking for a bit of a push today. Yeah, I think we can get Qs back up to here. SPY, we got plenty of room to move. So I would look for a bit of a push back up here into 384 to 385 range today on SPY. Okay. Now the VIX, we still have not broke down below that Bollinger Band, that mid Bollinger Band. We are still sitting above it. One sec here. Okay, so we actually got a bit of a pop up yesterday into that Bollinger Band. So, we've got enough room to come down on the VIX. We've got room back down here to this mid Bollinger Band. So that'll give us plenty of room for the market to continue to push higher. Okay, so all in all, just looking for a nice upside move on the market today. Nice trending move on the market today. Okay, so first one on our list here is SKT. So let's go look at our notes here. SKT gapping up. What I would like to see on this one is we need a bit of a consolidation. We got a pretty nice spike right out of the open. I'm sorry, not right out of the open. Pre-market up towards about 25, 26. So this one is just a little bit bought into. This one, it kind of exhausted itself a little bit here pre-market. So you guys can see right here, this is not going to be a trade right out of the open. We have to sit back and wait for this one to set up. In order to get a good risk to reward entry and have this thing just have the ease of this one going in our favor, we need for this one to set up before we can take it. This is going to be more of a, mid-afternoon to end of day trade. So if we are able to pop up through 22 and we can hold this level, then I would like to see a nice long consolidation inside that range between about 22 to 24, 25 area. Nice long consolidation in that range before we start to curl, start breaking out of that 24, 25 range in the afternoon or end of day, and then we can take it long and ramp it up. And if we do not break above that 22 range, I see no trade in it. So this is what we're looking like here on SKT. This 22 range is going to be this distribution zone overhead. We kind of just popped up here into it. We're pulling back a little bit. So we need for this to pop up here in between 22 to 24, consolidate for a while before we can start breaking out of that range and get that push up here towards 28. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking for today. If we are not able to break into this range and consolidate, it doesn't have to be right out of the open. We could pull back and then, start trending higher, trend up into it, and then consolidate for a while. And then we can get that break. But all in all, we need this to get up into this range, consolidate for a while before we take it long for that next leg to 27 to 28. Okay. Let's see, VRM, earnings miss, downside guidance. So I'm looking for this one I'm looking for a quick pop out of the open, short covering pop, and then top it off and short it. We're starting to roll over here pre-market. So we may start to, we may get a nice yank out of the open. We are coming down, back down to our 35 already. So if this does get a quick yank down here to 35 and under, we can let it consolidate, let it build a nice bear flag before we grab it short for that next leg. What we could do on this one is look for a bit of a short covering pop here off of this 35. If we can get that quick yank down here to 35, look for that quick short cover pop back up here towards 36, 37. We'll let it consolidate here inside this distribution zone, accumulation zone. And then as it starts breaking down here later, we'll grab it short for that next leg down. If this does start to get bought up here out of the open, we start breaking above this 37, we can grab it long for a quick pop up here, 39 to 40. And then we'll start looking for topping on it, and we'll go ahead and short it. SDGR, earnings miss, get a nice gap down. So with this one, same thing. I'd like to see a nice short covering pop out of the open to 80. From there, start looking for topping and short it. Should be a nice fade from there. If we do get a pull out of the open, we start to roll over. We can grab a short for a quick pull back down to 65, and then we can start looking for the bottoming on it. Let it consolidate for a bit, and then we'll short it later for that next leg down. Let's see here. So with this one, looking for if we can break above the 74. 74.50 right here. Look for a quick pop up here to 80, and then top it off, short it. Should be a nice fade from there. If we do get that rollover here, you guys can short it, slam it down 65, and then once we get into this little accumulation zone right down here, we can start looking for the bottoming on it. We can grab it long up there. You can grab it long for a quick short covering pop, and then let it build a nice little flag, and then we'll short it for that next leg down. Splunk earnings, their earnings were a little bit mixed and downside guidance, so I'm looking for this one to roll over. So sorry about that. So if this starts to roll over here out of the open, you guys just grab it short. Should be a nice fade. If it starts to roll over, you can grab it short, slam it back down 142, and then let it build a nice bear flag. We'll grab it short for that next leg. Otherwise, if this pops to 155, start looking for topping and short it. Take a look here. Sorry, I'm going through this a little bit fast, running a little late this morning. So if this starts to roll over here, which we're starting to, you guys can grab it short and slam it back down here, fade it off 142, and then we'll let it consolidate here for a bit. And then as we roll over for that next leg, we can short it again if you guys missed the first one. If we do get a pop up here, 155, 154, start looking for the topping and short it. Should be a nice fade from there. Disney, I'm looking for this one to get bought up today. We're sitting right on top of a nice accumulation zone here pre-market. So if this accumulation zone is able to hold and we can start to push here, look for a pop up here, 194, and then let it top off, consolidate for a bit, and we'll grab it long for that next leg. Otherwise, if it pulls back down to the bottom of this accumulation zone, start looking for bottoming on it, and we'll grab it long off there. So if we, right here, if we start to push here, you can grab it long for a quick pop up here, 193. 50 to 194, and then let it consolidate. We'll grab it long for that next leg. Otherwise, look for this pull down here, 188. We'll start looking for the bottoming on it down there. Okta, last one here. I think this weakness will get bought up a little bit today. Ultimately, not very good guidance. So this just sort of looking for a nice short covering pop. So if this starts to push, grab it long for a quick pop, 225, then start watching for the topping and short it. If this does pull down here to 205, start looking for the bottoming, and I think it'd be a good, nice long off there. Okay, so if we start to push here, if we're able to hold this 215, we start to push. You can grab it long for a quick push up here to 225, maybe 230, and then start topping it off, or start watching for topping, top it off, and short it. I think it'd be a nice fade from there. If we get this pull down here to 205, start looking for the bottoming on it and grab it long. We try grabbing the dip there, and I think it'll be a nice long off there. All right, guys. Sorry that was a little bit quicker than normal. Got to get set up here, ready for the market open. So thanks for watching, guys.